All right, we are live for the final lunch break of this week. August, what is it, 6th? No, 5th, August 5th. Tomorrow's the 6th. Been one of those weeks. We'll give a couple minutes for all you guys to jump on and take part in this finale of the week. It has been an interesting week. Lots going on. A lot of things happening this weekend for lots of people. And we'll talk about it. We'll try to get you through your final lunch break of the week. If you guys are working, I hope you're not working too hard. Okay, I hope you're not working too hard. The weather's nice outside. It is. Oh, I said August. Yeah, September, Messick. You're right. Can you say I had 1 hour of sleep? 1 hour of sleep last night. What's up, DP? Doug Rice, Hogan over there on TikTok. You're right. I had 1 hour of sleep, and it was from 5 to 6 a.m. And then I had to get up and take my dog to the vet before I came in here to work, which I got in late. And then, of course, you got to handle all the stuff going on and then getting this all ready. So now we're here. So appreciate you guys joining and taking part. But, yeah, Messick, thank you for correcting me. Sam Mulman, what's up, buddy? And Cam 92 Fox, working too hard? I'm sitting on my butt watching you right now. It's not you know what? First world problems, right? I'm just busy. It's just busy. I am not. I did my job. You know, I used to do construction, new construction, heating and air. So I spent my time on job sites. Now, I just talk a lot. Okay, but you know, first world problems. What's for lunch today? Coffee and Copenhagen. So anyway, don't get me started on the dogs. Okay, Maddox Precision Tactical. Listen to last night's live well this morning again. Great show. Thanks again. Yeah, I've got some feelings about that. How's your blood pressure today? What's happening, Mike Geiger? So, you know, it's better. It's better. That's actually what kept me up last night. That is actually, there you go. Tracy Coker come see me this morning at Fajita Grill. Yeah. What's your thoughts on the new suffix line? Hogan, to be honest with you, I haven't used it. So I don't want to give you I don't want to give you an opinion. You guys out there in the comment section, if you've used the new suffix line, could you please give me your thoughts for Hogan on TikTok? And what's up, Tony and Dead Rabbit, all you guys. Now, listen, yeah, I don't ever like losing my cool, period, but very much so not on the show. For a couple of reasons. Number one, I think it makes the guys around me uncomfortable. I noticed you were up late liking posts. Yeah, I couldn't sleep, dude. And because I thought about it. Did I pull a Hogan? Yeah, maybe. Difference is the difference, Hogan, is I own what I pulled a Hogan on. And so I don't have to worry about what anybody else can say. But I felt it does make people uncomfortable. And little Rob's right there. Rob, I need your help. But I felt bad because I don't like doing that. I don't think I was necessarily wrong in what I was saying, but sometimes I get really passionate about things. You know, it's one of those things. But if I made you uncomfortable last night, I apologize. What's up, NC Bass Puller from North Carolina? And Chris Knoll says it's Fishing Eve. Who is on the water tomorrow? And Cody Smith, you just have to go back and watch it, buddy. Last night's live well. Sunday for me, Sunday. So some of you guys, a lot of guys are fishing in the Sheffield. Okay. So, Tony didn't get uncomfortable last night. A lot of guys are fishing in the benefit tournament for Ryan Sheffield tomorrow. Again, that's at Little Hall. You still can sign up. You still can fish it. Registration is going to open. Pre-registration is closed. All right. Because I got to get that money to Farmer and all them. I think there's 16, 17 already signed up. So I expect double that, if not more, to show up tomorrow. But you can still get there. 4:45 is when registration is going to open up again. All right. And then now Farmer just told me he was in here picking up some stuff for the raffle. And he says it's going to get safe flight 6:30ish. And if he can see the other bank, he's sending them. So if you're going to fish tomorrow, get there early. Get signed up, get your boat in the water. Some pretty cool raffle stuff, though. Pretty cool raffle stuff for you guys. I encourage you. Every dollar for the raffle stuff's going to Ryan's family and everything. And then, of course, the payback on the tournament's it's a 50-50 payback. So, and like John's pretty excited because John's going to be in Farmer's boat with him. It's the first time he's going to be in a bass boat in a long, long, long time, maybe even ever. I know he's been on Lanier in a boat, but I think you told me it's a long time ago. A long, long time ago. Coleman's enjoying a few beverages on the beach today. Now, let's do this. We'll jump in it. Prediction in weight to win. I'm going to say it's a 5-fish tournament tomorrow. Some pretty good guys there fishing. I'm going to go. Thank you, Kyle T. I'm going to go. It's going to run 19 plus. I think 19 plus will win it tomorrow. If it went over 20, it would not surprise me. And if it ended up, because it's supposed to be hot tomorrow, bluebird skies, I think is what they said. If it went down a little bit, it wouldn't shock me. You know, fishing is it's variable day to day, but just based on average, I would say somebody's going to come in there with 19. Now, Messick says 21.8. NC Bass Puller says 22. This is why I don't gamble, because I always think maybe worst case scenario. Farmer's going to look back and John, because John's a kayak guy and he's fishing with Farmer Mark. John's going to be sitting on the deck casting. Got to get them angles, right, Tony? It's all about the angles at which he's going to be throwing. And so Rob's going to come down. He's going to fish with Brett Matthews. Rob's going to be a co tomorrow. So that will be interesting. Now, sometimes when you're a co, and it's going to be interesting for you, Rob, because, you're used to making all the decisions. At some point tomorrow, as great a guy as Brett Matthews is, and I like Brett Matthews a lot, great guy. But at some point tomorrow, you're going to be sitting back there going, I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't be doing that. And you're going to be doing it. You're going to be doing it. And you'll do it in a nice way, but it's going to cross your mind. I have fished with Brett before, and I really did enjoy it. That was the time we fished the Hammond's Digital. And he'll tell you, like, we got spot number 1. And on my first 3 casts with the rock crawler, I had like 3 fish for 11, so 10, something like that. We were like in the lead because, on that digital, you can see it. And we're like, yeah. And I'm like, there ain't nothing to this, boys. Because it was 3 casts in a row. And then for the rest of the day, we just watched people pass us and pass us and pass us and pass us. So I got cocky early. The big girls have been biting. There's no telling what the weight will be. Kind of feel like it's a 20 plus, Hogan said, and it could very well. I tell you what I'm going to be looking for, and I'm not fishing it. I wish I could. I cannot. And Doc Holliday says 21.5. But I am going to be curious when I talk to the guys how many largemouth are going to be weighed in tomorrow. Because a lot of people have been catching some good largemouth on Lanier and on Allatoona. So I missed a comment. Somebody out there said they were up in Allatoona. I had been doing well on Allatoona. I'm sorry I missed that comment, but I did see it. Whatever I was talking about, I didn't have a chance to get to it. I forgot. Walt Doyle went over here to Latham the other day and just smoked some nice largemouth on a glide. But I'll be very curious to see if it's going to be one with spots or if it's going to be a mixed bag. I know Farmer, I talked to him this morning, he's going for largemouth. And that will suit John Aldridge just right because of the way they fish. What's going to be more interesting is watching Clint Bartlett, notoriously good offshore fisherman, and kayaker Alex Purz from last night, because Alex likes to fish shallow. I'm not saying he can't fish deep. Be very interesting to see how the dynamics works out like that. Kyle T says Victoria Landing, Allatoona, was on fire yesterday morning. I could see it. Now you get into that fall bite, that fall transition. I will say this: the largemouth picks that I'm seeing, they look healthy. Now, we're not talking about pre-spawn right up to the spawn, fat, healthy, but for this time of year, they're looking healthy. They're long. They're not very, very fat, but they're not that skinny, that post-spawn, ugly-looking largemouth that we get. Now, these fish, the pics that I've been seeing, they're looking really, really good. So, Messick says, I wish I was fishing, but it's opening day of the public fields for dove, and they are loaded. I would love to go. I would love to go dove hunting for sure. Maybe I can swing some of that Sunday afternoon. I just sent a pic of my 8 from yesterday. Okay, I'm working this TikTok on my phone, so I'll have to check it out after the show. Now, I noticed this too, Captain Morgan. We got a 1/4 inch of rain last night here in Greenville. Did y'all get any down there? At some point during the night, it came a deluge for about 5 minutes at my house. And so I'm in Dawson County, kind of directly north of Atlanta. I heard it. I was just kind of laying in bed and I was kind of scrolling on the phone, and then I closed my eyes, tried to go to sleep. Crap's going through my mind, and I'd wake back up and I just couldn't sleep. So, but I did hear it. Now, how much? I don't know. I don't have a rain gauge, but I can tell you it rained hard for 5 minutes, enough to where I could hear it in my house. Mike Geiger says 22-6. Doug is a little more conservative like me. 19-4 is what he thinks will win that tournament tomorrow. Stillwater Films. If anyone is near Lake Mitchell in Alabama, Providence Baptist Church is having a tournament out of Barrett's Landing tomorrow. Registration starts at 4 a.m. So there you go. If you're in Alabama, hey, go fish that. Lake Mitchell. Okay. Jonah Fordesh. Got a little bit in Canton. Yeah, and it started raining on me when I was fishing. That's like hard then absolutely stop. And you were fishing, I believe, during the show last night, were you not? On Lanier, if I remember correctly. Lots of things happen. Now, Rob is going real. Now, listen. Rob is saying, I can see 23-25. 23 to 25 pounds tomorrow. I would be very, very impressed if somebody brought in 23 to 25 pounds on Lanier tomorrow. Not saying it can't be done, but that is a sack. John said, again, I was telling you, John ain't been on a boat in a long time. My dad sold his bass boat when I was 10. So it's been over 40 years since I was on a bass boat or fished Lanier. And I hope Jonathan takes up my slack. So listen, John, you just keep throwing those big baits for the kicker. Okay? Big baits for the kicker. That's what you bring to that team. Let Farmer catch the dinks. Let him get 5 in the water, and you get that kicker. Because I know the way you two, I would believe that you two, that boat will have a decent largemouth in the live well. I'm not going to say a 7 or 8 pounder, but I guarantee you guys are going to weigh in a decent 1 or 2 decent largemouth tomorrow. I would be very shocked if that didn't happen. And I really honestly expect, knowing some of the guys that have signed up, looking at what's pre-registered and what has told me they're going to show up and fish, there's a lot of really good shallow water guys that are going to be fishing Lanier tomorrow. You're going to have your offshore guys, but a lot of really, really good shallow water guys, and the largemouth have been biting. And just like Atlanta Outdoors. Well, Tyler says he's going to catch 5 fish for 9.5. That's just me. I've caught a lot of largemouth lately, more than spots on Lanier. It's funny. I've been hearing that. I have been hearing that. I'm not saying that everybody's like that, but I've heard a lot of guys echo what you just said, Atlanta Outdoors. All the electric John boat guys, there's a tourney on hard labor next Saturday for Bass Assassins. You know, Hogan, I like that lake, but it sure is a long drive. It is a long drive for, I don't know, for me, 2.5 hours, which really technically ain't long, but like I got Latham like 22 seconds from my driveway, from the tip of my driveway to pulling in to the gate there. Maybe not even 22 seconds. So it's kind of tough for me to like, but you know, that might be pretty cool to do. I've caught a lot of, let's see, that's Tyler. When do we find out our boat number? I can tell you your boat number. I'll send it to you after the show. I already got it. I should have sent it to you. My bad. What's up, Jeremy Conkright? So, you know, if you're not fishing on Lanier tomorrow, where are you going? Where are you going? Or are you going dove hunt? Or are you doing something else? You know, I am going to be doing something. I've got a family obligation that I've got to attend to. And then if everything works out, this will be later on in the afternoon. I'm actually going to get to go look at a new piece of hunting land inside some city limits that I will actually have permission to hunt. So, got a great buddy of mine that's giving me permission to total access with nobody else for the year. So hopefully I'm going to do some filming over there. I know they bow only, and there was a couple 140s that were took off this piece of property last year. So tomorrow afternoon I might be looking to see what I can find on this piece of property. Really, really close to deer season and open, so kind of late to the game, but at least it fell into my lap, and I'm like, yeah, let's do it. So Atlanta said, I caught 6 largemouth last night. Only one was over 12 inches, a 3-pounder. No spots at all. Caught some larger green sunfish on a jitterbug. You know, brim, I just call everything brim. It's either a shell cracker or a bluegill, and then just generic brim. Sometimes it's amazing what them little boogers are hit. And you're kind of like, what was going through that brim's mind when he saw that whatever that was twice its size? Like, I'm just going to go hit it just for shits and giggles. I'm going to go pop that thing. Mike Geiger fishing at ABA team tournament on Clark Hill. There you go. That's pretty cool. NC Bass Puller is going to be on Burton or Chattooga. Both fine choices right there. Lane Holt fishing. I'll be sitting on a dove bucket Saturday, then on the water Sunday. Sounds like an absolutely fantastic weekend. Titus Williams. So my mama said you was my dad, so I get to hunt with you. No, bro. I don't know your mama. I'm sure she's a fine, fine individual. But I ain't got no hidden kids out there. Aaron's going to be Lanier today, then golf tomorrow. Okay, you get your fishing in. You got your priorities. I tried golf, guys. I'm terrible at it. I played baseball from the time I could walk all the way up through high school, blew out my knee, so any college stuff kind of went out the door. And then I played beer league softball till I was like, I don't know, 36, 37. I tried golf. Terrible slice. I'm left-handed. I could turn. It doesn't matter which way I turn, grip my hands, whatever. If you gave me a 7-iron and a putter, I could play the course. I wouldn't shoot too low, but I could hit straight. You stick a wood or anything else in my hand. If you stick a lower iron, I'm topping it. If you stick any wood or anything, I'm slicing it. Give me a 7-iron and I might can do it. So what's up, Gone Fishing with Ed? Titus Williams said, I've had brim hit than a big largemouth eater. Okay, I had to read that twice, make sure I was saying it right. I have seen that. I've seen that for sure. Savannah Cornett, do you sell MEPs and spinner brands like that in your store? Needing to stop by if so. I did trout fishing today and trying to avoid going at all the way to Walmart. I'm going to go ahead and tell you, Savannah, go to Walmart. And here's why. Normally, yes, I do, but I'm selling down the inventory that we got in here because I'm bringing in a lot of newer companies and everything, trying to go a little bit different direction. I am working with some guys, including some local guys that make those type of baits too, but I don't have them in here right now because we're getting ready to go into the delayed harvest season here. So I really kind of don't stock up on those a lot. Where are you coming from? I might can give you a better option. Any tips for pressured largemouth in a thin, deep canal in New York, 1 to 5 inches? Blade bait's a good idea. I tell you what, it's, New York, probably right now you can do the same thing we're doing. I'm going to tell you a wacky worm on a spinning rod, cast X12 braid to like an 8-pound fluoro leader with an itty bitty 1 or 2, number 1 or number 2 hook. I know it's crazy. Just pin them. You're in ball ground. I would say, well, no, Walmart might be your best choice right there. It really might be. Lane Holtz had played college golf for a few years, liked the fishing better. So, I had and Nick says I should sell used grass. Well, let me tell you what we're doing. You said 1 to 5 inches of visibility. Hell, I thought you was talking about 1 to 5 inches of water and fast flowing water. Have you tried like a lipless crankbait? Have you tried any lipless, kind of like what we do in the mud down here when, something that really makes some noise? They're actually a big Colorado blade spinnerbait. Now, fast flowing water, it's only 20 to 30 foot deep. I honestly, and I'm not great at that water type, but yeah, it gets the little ones. Okay, so you're talking about blade, a lipless gets the little ones. What do you guys think? All right, over here on YouTube, we're going to help this guy out. All right, he's in New York, fast flowing canal, 1 to 5 inches of visibility. Now, Chris Noel says a coleslaw spinnerbait. That kind of popped in my mind. Titus Williams said spinnerbait. Messick says shaky head. What's up, Cletus? What's up, Luke Turner? I'm trying to make sure I catch up on all those. A lot of guys say, absolutely, they say spinnerbait right there. What do I sell the most of in the winter? Honestly, your Kitech style baits, smaller flukes, and shaky heads. Then rock crawlers. Now, on the hard baits, rock crawlers or DTs for sure. Only had a JUCO offer for golf after high school. I was burned out. They were not full rides. I was one of the poor people trying to keep up Atlanta Outdoors. My daughter could have played at a small, she was pretty good in high school, and she probably could have played at a small college, but she didn't like the sweat. Okay. She didn't like the sweat. She naturally has the right swing, but she didn't really like that sweating. He's tying one of those on right now. Let us know how you do if you're still on before we get off. And Nick Down said a rattle trap. That's kind of what I was thinking, maybe. Green Pumpkin Cinco, heavy shaky head. I missed the moving water. But Messick, would you throw it even in water where you only had 1 to 5 inches of visibility? Now, Jonah, he said he'd throw a spy bait. I've never thrown a spy bait in current. I can't imagine what that would do to it. Cranking and yanking. Our old buddy from Louisiana would say a crankbait. And yes, he would. Jeremiah says a mini max chatterbait, white and chartreuse. Jeremy says a chatterbait or a jig. Did I miss something Tony said up there? I'm not the best at keeping in comments. That's why I love Tony and the guys, because I can just read and they handle all the other stuff. Tony, okay, here's what I said. Literally, as I'm watching now, working out the details on fishing with a fellow younger Marine on Sunday. Heard he was having some tough times. Man, I hate I missed that. I'm glad you're doing that. It might, you know what, Tony, that might be the thing that changes somebody's direction. So good for you. That's why I love having guys like you associated with the show and with us here at FNGO. Chartreuse crankbait, 6 to 10 foot with a black back and cover water. Hogan says that for Taking Not Stirred. Taking Not Stirred said also a lot of small and big shad spawning in there too. Now, get it, guys, he's in New York, so apparently your shad spawn is a little different than ours down here in the South. If you got shad spawn, all I know is I throw something, whatever you throw, I'd put it right through the middle of that, and I'd probably go with that spinnerbait. I've never fished a New York shad spawn, so I really don't know, but I don't think you could go wrong. But with that visibility and all that, probably so. Something that rattles or thumps. Now, Nick Down says a Kitech, and so Atlanta Outdoors, I guess he's still talking about golf. Let me move that cursor off there. I can putt and have distance. My game 50 yards in is my Achilles heel. I'm not too bad with a pitching wedge and a putter, and like I said, a 7-iron. Anything else? Y'all better watch your windows if you live on a golf course, especially if you are on my open side to my left, because that ball is going to go. I'm going to crush the crap out of it, and then about 75 yards in, it's going to just shoot to the left, and it doesn't matter how I try, I can't fix it. And I think golf courses are the biggest waste of deer woods anyway. I'd rather hunt a golf course than play golf. We had the most luck shaking a drop shot under the schools with a 3-inch, 6-inch glitch. Okay, there's nothing wrong with that. The reason I'm named Hogan is my dad named me after Ben Hogan, the famous golfer. So I play golf a good bit. Makes sense now, right? I thought it was Hogan from like Hogan Heroes or something like that. You're probably too young and don't remember that show. Anyway, though, so Kent Goins said a square bill crankbait. And Kent, I appreciate the kind words that you sent me last night. Meant a lot. Randall Perry, chatterbait. Titus again, that's something that thumps. That or a swim jig, black and blue, turn the rage crawl sideways, 3 to 5 inch clarity is clear for me. Really? 3 to 5 inches clear for you? Maybe an underspin, Jacob Turner Outdoors said. And what's funny is now we got a guy in New York, and we got all of us guys giving him different things. We all would do something a little bit different. Some the same, but some a little bit different, which makes it pretty cool to me. But I appreciate all you guys being willing to help the fella out up there. Cameron says you can't. Cameron Cletus said, good gosh, I'm going so fast. Cameraman Cletus. Can't go wrong with a minnow. Man, I don't know where he's at, dude. He's going to put a crankbait going on his other rod. And I think, crankbait might be a really good choice. Something to put off some vibration. Let's see anywhere. If the water is that dirty, they're going to be on the bottom or tight to structure. Now, normally here, wouldn't we say that? Real muddy water, wouldn't farmers say they're going to be tight to structure? So if you got some down logs or something, that might be where I'd pop that jig or a big worm for sure. Run some stuff over the top of it, but if not, go right next to something. A good old 6-inch bull shad. Boy, Mike Buka would absolutely love that option right there. Titus says, in dirty water, those fish don't want to suspend. That makes sense. Now he says, all right, guys, here, we're going to help him out. No structure, just big boulders, steep down like a jetty almost. Steeping down like a jetty almost. So he's got boulders and current and dirty water. Let's help the guy up north. I think a lot of guys, I mean, boy, I think a rock crawler or something like that with rocks, like I would absolutely just be digging. I'd be throwing a crankbait. With that situation, I'd be digging rocks. I'd actually be digging rocks. Crankbait, Jeremy Conkright said. Let's see. Drive for the show, putt for the dough. Absolutely. Now, Tony said, this is back to this fella. Yes, sir. Talked to his mom on Wednesday. Once I heard he was doing what he was saying or doing, all I could think about was some of the things that I've said on the show and some of the unfortunate stats. Yeah, we talked about it a lot. You got to listen. You got to be willing to listen, and you got to be willing to step forward and go help. So, Tony, absolutely. Let me know how that goes, too. They're used to it, but I'm burnt out on them crankbaits, it seems. Listen, but they work, dude. I get it. I 100% get it. Do you have any jigs, just out of curiosity? Do you have any jigs and trailers with you? Eric says he's talking about Carter's. Yeah, what you're describing is a lake here. Take the current out of it. We have a lake over here that is nothing like that. Oh, the fish are burnt out on, not him. Okay, the fish are burnt out. Well, maybe change it up a little bit. Maybe go with a bigger crankbait or a smaller crankbait. You never know. It's really hard kind of just looking at a screen of myself and kind of imagining what you're fishing. But I asked you a question. Do you have any jigs? Let's see. Those fish will be set behind those rocks. If you got some, that's what I was thinking. If you got some really big boulders that kind of stand out and they're not all the same size, if you got a few that stand out, especially on the downside current of those boulders, if you got the current like you're talking about, think trout fishing. Think the way a trout positions itself behind a rock. I would think that bass, even though they're used to that current, would love to get the easier, as easy of a path as they can. I bet you they might be set on the downside current of those rocks. Total guess, but that's what I'd go. Steve Pinkston, throw what you know. That's truth, Steve. Throw what you know. Dave said a drop shot. Dave, you going to throw a drop shot with 1 to 5 inches of visibility? You probably would. Hartwell is the clearest lake I've ever fished. So, yes, stained water is my favorite. Hartwell's the clearest lake you've ever fished. Okay. All right. Then you fish some dirty water. That's crankbait territory right there. That's what I've been trying to tell them. Being a swim bait guy, I'm throwing a 4x4 or a glide. Now, he says, so throw some like a half to a quarter ounce worm and let it drag over the bottom. Yeah, you can do that. You can do that. I'd put the biggest worm you could get on there. I drop shot might not be a bad idea if you have a fully chartreuse colored worm. Again, you gotta have something that they can hit because it's not going to give off the vibration. So if they can see it, that might be it. Let's see. Lane Holt says, really like the supporting of veterans, Tony. My dad's a veteran and always have looked for ways to support. Yeah, we all should support the veterans. 100%. A Ned rig would work as long as it doesn't slide into the cracks of rocks. Maybe. Now, Stephen Joe, man, I'm going to murder your last name. We're going to say Vanerney. I guess we're going with that. But Stephen, dirty water spinnerbait isn't leaving my hand. And that's what a lot of guys have said, especially in dirty water. Now, he's got that added current in there too. So I wish we could actually have a picture, and I wouldn't be able to pull it up if we did, but I wish we could have a picture and see exactly what he's throwing. But what we do know is 1 to 5 inches of visibility, current, rock in a jetty-like canal situation. So, yeah, I think you can't go wrong with a dirty water spinnerbait or a crankbait. But if I was dragging something on the bottom, it would be big. If I was drop shotting, it would be bright. Now, somebody put a black worm on a shaky head is never wrong, and you can throw black in mud for sure. Ned rig, okay, I read that, the Ned rig. I night fish with a drop shot. It works. Black or plum, 6 to 8 inches. Okay, very curious, Atlanta Outdoors. Very curious. How is the nighttime drop shot bite? Because I will tell you this, if a lot of guys do it, they sure don't talk about it a lot. They sure don't talk about that at all. Let's see. Plum has been My best drop shot color there. That's what I'd throw then. Even if I was dragging the bottom. If you got a plum worm you can drag on the bottom, Texas rig, whatever, if you know that they hit that color, then that's what I might continue to throw. Now, let me ask you this, though, taking that stirred. Is the water always that color? Is it always that dirty? He's got an 11-inch plum worm. Drag that joker. I've caught some of the biggest fish swim jigging of my life in dirty water. I'm curious about the drop shot after dark, too, Chris Johnson says. So, yeah, so Atlanta Outdoors, we are going to rely on you in the comment section. Tell us about the nighttime drop shot bite because, to be quite honest, maybe one or two other guys in the history of this show has ever talked about throwing a drop shot at night. And they were in the comment sections. They were not the guys that I get over here normally on the live well. Steven Sturgeon from Illinois said maybe a lipless crankbait, and that's what I started off with. Clint said he'd be burning the blades off a spinner bug. Spinner bait, maybe spinner bug, either way. It varies from 1 to maybe 8 inches on the best day. So you're fishing dirty water all the time. Dude, drag that plum-colored worm. Here's one thing I'll say, no matter what, the water has to be dirty for a while for it to change color. Yeah, that's true. I get that. Let's see. Tony's talking back to you, Lane. Yeah, Tony's a veteran too. Tony knows about it. It's tough. It's tough. Bait fish and fish wise don't change color. That's what you're saying. Is that what you're saying, Hogan? I got 3 different conversations going, or 2 different conversations, and actually 3 over here, and you guys. So I'm kind of out of the loop on some of them. Jeremy said you might even throw a walking bait or a buzz bait. Now, a buzz bait, that's a possibility too. Would you throw a really loud one, like even have a clacker on it, or would you just throw a regular buzz bait, or would you throw a twin prop? What would you throw? Okay, so Atlanta said I caught all those largemouth last night that way after I found out what bank they were on. Very interesting. You didn't catch any spots; they were just all largemouth. Yeah, bait and fish is what I'm saying. It takes a while to change colors with the water. I get you 100% now. Won my first ever fish off on a drop shot this time of year around the riprap bridges. They were not on lights that night, and I had to make an adjustment. But yes, they work at night. All right, okay. Z-Man Helldigger has worked there for me as well. I just tell you what. Listen, they like plum. I'd be dragging if I'm not throwing a spinner bait or a moving bait of any option, I'd be dragging that 11-inch plum worm and just hope for the biggest one in the water to hit. Just drag it right there in front of it. I don't know how fast I would work it. I guess it depends on the current. Jeremy said I would throw a Carolina rig at night. Okay. Now, the Carolina rig, I know some guys that do that, especially if you got the little brass bead or whatever bead, glass or whatever you throw right there on your weight and get that little bit of clacking going and you're dragging that thing across the rocks. I could see that. Really. The current is ripping because it's the top of an old energy dam. Dude, your spot gets more interesting every time you comment. The top of an old energy dam. Okay. Drag that worm, dude. I still would drag the worm. I don't know. That or I'd go crankbait and other guys would go spinnerbait. But that's kind of interesting. I'm trying to picture in my mind an old energy dam, current ripping over the top of it, and then there's a lot going on in your picture right there. A lot going on right there. I was throwing a KVD Dream Shot worm that night and completely ran out of them. Okay. So I'm sure it works. Let's see. Captain J. Morgan, Booger Man. I guess so, dude. I would throw a chartreuse black on black. I would throw a chartreuse black back. See, been a long night. Black back crankbait or a spinnerbait with an orange blade. That's kind of, the coleslaw. Really, dude, what are you talking about fishing? Who cares? RJ, it's a fishing channel. So appreciate you coming by, giving me the view. But we're talking fishing here, and we care. So thank you very much. It's a great spot. I've caught a lot of fish there. It just has got tough the last few years. Might be very pressured. Yeah. Hey, listen, just you got to be in the water, right? You got to be in the water. Don't you love the guys that jump on a fishing kind of show and say, "Why are you talking about fishing? Who cares?" What is it with the comment section? What is it with the comment section the last couple of days? But I'm not going to get mad today. I am not. Kent Goins says a whopper plopper all day. All day. The lake 10 minutes from my house is becoming a Bill Dance signature lake. I'm excited. Handyman Rob, where is that at, Handyman? Just out of curiosity. And that would be pretty cool. And just for people to know, tell everybody in Dixon, Tennessee. There you go. That ain't too far from the house here. Tell everybody in the comment section what a Bill Dance signature lake is. I've read about it, but maybe you can give me a better description for me to tell everybody than what I would try to do. Boogerman Buzzbait, sorry. Yeah. Montgomery Bell State Park. Okay. And Taking Not Stirred. Listen, if you'll take a picture when you get a chance, you might can message me, through TikTok, but if you'll go to Facebook and look up Danny Pruitt, and it'll be a picture of me with some cameras in my thing and in my family, you'll find me. Send me that picture. I'd love to see what you're fishing because that sounds really, really interesting to me. I don't know about the other fellow over there, but it sounds interesting to me. Let's see. Tony Collin Fishing. He now cares because he stopped by to express his care. I know it. All right, so here's what they're doing. They're draining it, clearing the sediment out, making it deeper, and adding structure to the lake. How big of a lake is it, Handyman Rob, if you don't mind me asking, like acreage? And they're adding a boat ramp, and then they're going to restock it. Dude, that's awesome, man. I'm happy for you. That is how big of a lake are we talking about up there in Dixon, Tennessee? Let's see. Texas rig on Lanier at night, 8-pounder. Now, see, that's more like it. It's like, a lot of guys talk about dragging a big worm, Texas rig at night. I have heard that a lot, but the drop shot at night's really got me kind of intrigued. Haters trying to get attention. I know it happens, right? Blame forward facing sonar for that getting harder. I'm just playing Messick Outdoors. Yeah, I know it, right? I want some more info on the BFL rule change. And Pruitt, Pruitt, or you can send it to Fish North Georgia in the messages. Mess with the bull, you'll get the horns. I ain't no bull, dude. I ain't no bull, but I will bite. I had to Google it. It's 50 acres. So listen, you're getting a 50-acre lake that they're going to redo, basically stock up, set it up perfectly, and have the perfect habitat. Listen, 50 acres, 500 acres, 5,000 acres. That's awesome, especially if it's close to you and you're going to get it. I wonder how long it'll take, though, once they get it set up and they restock it, for it to start producing quality fish. I imagine what are they going to put in there? I would imagine largemouth, that size of a lake, and I wonder what kind of bait fish they're going to put in there. You need to keep up with us here because Florida strain bass, yeah, absolutely. Name's Brody Allen, by the way, Taking Not Stirred. Well, Brody, appreciate you stopping by, dude. Now I got another friend in New York, and I don't have many of them like that, but that's awesome. Handyman, did they say what kind of bait that they're going to put in there? Boy, I think I'd throw some big gizzard shad in there. I don't know. Jeremy says he thinks it'll get F1. That's what he was kind of saying there. He hasn't heard exactly on the bait fish. That's still cool as crap, dude. Absolutely, that is cool. You ought to be happy. Tony Collins says, build. Oh, good Lord. Tony. Cody Taylor said, pop some bluegill or perch, maybe crappie in there, bud. Yeah, for sure. Now, Tony says, a Bill Dance signature lake equals scuba divers hooking big fish to your line while you fish there. Sorry, that's what everyone used to say to Bill, and that's what he did for his show. That's what Bill did for his show. Yeah, no, I heard those when I was younger. I don't believe it, but I've heard that. I'll let you know what they're biting at night at Carter's when I see you at the ramp in the morning. Eric, I ain't going to be there in the morning. So you'll have to just tell me later on. But he is, so Eric's going to be, he's going to be a trooper tonight. He is fishing an electric-only night tournament on Carter's. Then he is going to be fishing the Sheffield Benefit Tournament tomorrow on Lanier. So he's going to get about as much sleep as I got last night. Record spot on Lanier, Texas rig, red shad culprit at night. Really? I did not know that. Boy, I tell you what, them culprits, back when I was in high school, man, that was the hot bait. That's the hot bait. I still got some. I really do. Now I throw the red shad, and then what's the one that's black and silver? I forget the name of it. I just throw it. I just know it's a culprit. Is a mooch minnow good on a spinnerbait, guys? I'll let you guys answer that. With it being in New York, do you think they'll stock smallies? So Messick, he's in Tennessee. So we're talking about a lake in Dixon, Tennessee. I believe he said Dixon. So Dixon, Tennessee, not New York. I got two different conversations going on. One with a fella in New York and one in Tennessee. Man, I caught two largemouth at the same time Wednesday on a whopper plopper. Well, you're lucky because, I mean, gosh, I can't stand the hookup ratio on a whopper plopper, chopo, whatever. So if you were able to do two largemouth at one time, you ought to go buy you a Powerball ticket. That's all I'm saying. Go buy you a Powerball ticket. Let's see. Atlanta Outdoors. At night, my drop shot setup and rod action is probably similar to a shaky head. Drag it. I give the drop shot harder thumps, pops to make the worm move harder. Usually they, on the drag is when they hit. Hey, there you go. I was just going to say my hookup ratio on a whopper plopper is 50-50. By far my least favorite bait out there. I'm not going to say it doesn't get hit. I'm sure it does. I can't stand them. 2 for 1, brother. That's what Cody Taylor said. Hey, listen, if you can get 2 for 1 in anything in life, you know what I'm saying? Go for it. My dad used to swear that's what Bill Dance did. Yeah, I've heard it too. Man, they loved that action. They were fighting over it. I'm sure they must have just been really hungry. No, I'm just kidding. Listen, you get hit on them. Just like Handyman Rob said, I get a ton of strikes. I just don't hook them. Yeah, but do they catch big fish? Yes, they do. I'm an old school buzzbait guy. I'm just old school buzzbait. Red shad is a great color, and Messick admitted he got lost. Man, I was landing some dinks on my 90 whopper plopper. Listen, I take Lanier. I pulled out that Chapo that one time. Oh, 2 for 1 until you get iron domed by both. Man, that's a bad night, right? Local guy here makes some great buzz baits. Shout him out, and I'll shout him out right there. Cody Taylor wants to know any good frog suggestions, guys. Been wanting to toss a frog out. On what kind of lake? What lake you talking about, Cody? Or give us kind of a suggestion. Because some guys here will throw a popping frog, some will throw a hollow bodied, depending on what your type of lake is. So once you throw that out there, I'll throw it out to the guys on YouTube and Facebook. Use mono with a plopper and a rod with a good bend. You'll miss few. So what I was going to say is, the only fish I've ever caught on Lake Lanier on a Chapo, I got so desperate one time fishing a tournament with my cousin that, Cody says a freshwater lake, not a lot of wake. It's a private lake. Does it got grass? And if so, how much? What kind? And he's in North Carolina. Frog fishing in North Carolina, boys. Anybody can help out our North Carolina buddy. Does it have a lot of grass, Cody? That's what we need to know. We'll see if we can get some of these guys to give you an answer. And Tony already said a Berkeley Swamp Lord popping frog. That's what he put in the comments. But how much grass and how big of a lake is it? We talking it's private lake? We talking 50 acres like our buddy Handyman? Are we talking 5 acres? What are we talking about? Living the fish. Just got here. What's the question? You asked me the question today, man. It's a free-for-all. Right now we're talking about popping. What kind of frog would you throw on a private body of water in North Carolina? And I'm trying to see if Cody will give us how much vegetation it's got. But he wanted some frog suggestions. Let's see. Top toad, Living the Fish said. He answered that quick. Top toad. Atlanta, it doesn't twirl your line up throwing it on mono. Okay, so use mono with a plopper. Okay, I got what you said. And so Atlanta, Messick's asking you the question. I have to read it a couple of times. He wants to know, does using mono give you line twist? Now, Cody says this lake in North Carolina is about 50, maybe 75 acres. Some vegetation, lots of trees in the water. Okay, lots of trees in the water. And then Tony said, now, I've seen these, so Cody, listen to this one. Get one of the frogs from Tactical Fishing Company. That guy makes some sweet frogs. Go on his website at Tactical and look at it. I sound like I'm Alex Purrs. If you use Alex10, what's his code? What is Alex's code? Go to Tactical and type in the word Alex, and you'll get 10% off. Is that what it is? Help me out, Tony. What is Alex's code? I'm working for him. Jeremy Conrad, our buddy in Kentucky, said, Cody, If it's a private lake, any frog will work. You know, I can believe that. Lane Hope Fishing says a tactical fishing B2 is my favorite. And that's that tactical fishing. Popping frog in your situation, I don't know what's going on. Boy, got a lot of cops going up and down the road. Cody, in your situation, Jeremy Conkright said he would throw a popping frog. Steve Sturgeon said a Z-Man goat can be fished as a frog or a gurgling buzzbait. That's always an option. Jackall, man, I always miss it. Good grief, boy, you went out way too quick for me. I got to get back over here. Fluke in the trees. Actually, my phone that controls TikTok actually went to sleep on me, so I got to bring it back up. Spro Frog is really, really good, and maybe I can bring it back up. I don't know. We'll see. We will see. Nope, I don't want to cancel. So maybe to pop back up. Where am I located? North Georgia. Let's see. I use a snap and feel like it doesn't twirl as bad. This is back to the mono. I also like the mock patroller more than the other ones. Feel it like it doesn't roll as much and it gets hit more. Jackall Caera frog and a Kitech flipping frog. Somebody put a Zoom horny toad is always a good one. Somebody over there, and it went too fast for me. My phone's jacked up now, and I can't pull back the comment down. But he had a jackal gavacho. Okay, Chad. Jackall gavacho, braid in the laydown. I really got to work on my pronunciation. Zoom horny toad. My go-to frog is a Spro flapping frog. Hey, you're in Waycross. There you go. Go Dogs. We're just north of you, dog. Toad thumper frogs. Another horny toad. Dang, I thought I was getting pulled over for a second. Listen, Highway 52 is literally 20 yards right there. And it is loud and it is busy. A gurgling buzzbait is new to me, Lo. What is it? Messick wants to know. So explain to him the gurgling buzzbait. But man, there was a lot going on right there for a second. And I got this phone here. It's supposed to control my Venus cam. And I'm supposed to have the picture that you guys see on TikTok right now. But if you look at my phone, it's black. And so hopefully in an hour when this thing decides to do its TikTok thing, hopefully I don't lose you guys. I might have to start the live over for you guys. Come on, Danny. Listen. And listen, I got such an old iPhone. I still got the button. My wife is like, she seriously is like, you don't need a new phone because I break them. I've gone through about 20 iPhones. Literally, I have. So she is really playing hard to get. Iron Dome on the phone, dudes. Iron Dome on the phones. I don't know how many of you guys, now listen, you want something funny? And this is, you guys are awesome. I got a ton of suggestions. I'll check those frogs out at Tactical. Yeah, you tell them you heard about it at FNGO too if they ask. We love the guys at Tactical. Good dude. Let's see. Spro Bronze Eye is top notch. I've got that river to sea buzzbait. Does anybody use a river to sea buzzbait? I do not. I throw the Spro buzzbaits. I actually like them. I really do. That's the only buzzbait that I have thrown this year. Buzzbaits. Yep, that's it. Any thoughts on the 6 cent sweep? I do not throw any 6 cent stuff. BizBaits, E11 is giving you a suggestion. How many of you guys throw the 6 cent sweep? Because I can't think of the last time I threw anything other than I tried to throw in them glides that we got on the wall. That's 6 cents. There goes another cop. See, I'm telling you. If you drop it in the lake, you get a new one. No question. Face palm. What are you talking about, Tony? That gurgling buzzbait is how I describe the action when a Z-Man goat, when it's reeled in steady. Okay, I got you. I had a fellow one time bought a rod from us. He bought a rod. I'm not going to name his name or the brand because I'd give it off in case he's watching. He knows I'm making fun of him. My phone. That's how I got a new one. Okay, drop it in the lake. You get a new one. No question. Yes, dude, that might be it. I got to figure out a way to save all my pictures and stuff, though. I guess I got to upload it to the cloud or something. You guys know I'm not doing that. There's evergreen, but the evergreen buzz baits are probably the best buzz baits on the market to me, Hogan says. I have a great glide bait guy. He living to fish. I know a few too. But what the hell was I talking about? Back it up to the cloud. Trust me. Okay. Thank you, Tony. And when I get caught, I'm going to blame it on you, dude. I've been really impressed with the Megabass Jamaica Boa buzzbait. Okay. I had a thought, guys. And again, going on 1 hour of sleep, I just totally went blank. Boogerman buzzbait. I've been using the Three Brothers buzzers, caught several fish on them. And James, I'll let you know about tomorrow night, bud. I still haven't been able to figure that out. Zombie buzzbait. Boy, you guys are throwing out some names tonight. I haven't heard of a zombie buzzbait. How many of you guys up there have heard of the zombie? What was I? Man, I had a thought. Okay. Robert Robleski. I just witnessed ICE raiding a construction site and seen many of those that they're after going in different directions. Most entertaining thing I've seen in a minute. Huh. They busted one down at the Hyundai plant or something like that in Georgia too. Zombie buzzbait is legit. Kirk says, Danny, get yourself a vitamin water. I need to pop one of them 5-hour energies before I got on here. Graviton buzzbaits are awesome if you want a more quiet one. Okay, there you go. Oh, yeah, you go. Okay, thank you, Tracy. Your thought was you knew a guy that bought a rod. We were talking about you dropping the phone in the water. That's what, yeah, thank you, Tracy. I appreciate you, dude. Listen, okay, before I say that, James Ramsey. I dropped my phone in Lanier. My wife upgraded, and I got her hand-me-down. So that is not true. That is what would happen to me. Oh, good. Here comes my guy that's watching my diet. Definitely doesn't need the sugar and BS from my vitamin water. Oh, good Lord. Danny, I'm late, but are you fishing this weekend? No, I'm not. But Tracy's here for me. So here's what happened. We sold a rod to a guy. But I don't know. Good Lord. Maybe that's ice going down the road. I don't know. About 6 months after he bought it, he calls me. He said, hey, I need to warranty that rod I bought from you. And I'm like, all right. What's wrong with it? And he goes, I dropped it in the lake. And I went, you did what? He goes, I dropped it off my boat in the lake. Do you think they'll warranty it? Now, I wish that y'all could have seen the look on my face when I heard that. The man wanted me to warranty a rod that he didn't even have a broke piece of or anything. And I said, I don't know. Maybe you should call that rod company. This is what I told him. I said, I don't know. Maybe you need to call the rod company. Here's their number and explain to them what happened and just see if they would warranty it. I'm just telling you guys, he actually made the phone call because I got a phone call back from said rod company. The guy was laughing his head off, and I'm like, dude, I didn't know what to tell him. I mean, I wanted to tell him they're not going to do it, but I thought it'd be more interesting or better for him to hear it from you. But he literally did. He called him. He said, hey, I dropped my rod off my boat, and I'd like to warranty it. I've only had it 6 months. You can't make that stuff up, guys. You can't make it up. Ever run a treble trailer on a buzzbait? I have not. Living to fish. I dropped an X-Bride with a Stratic. Franco gave you on tuna. Broke my heart. Listen, dude. Hey, I had a brand new Revo rocket. Had never been cast before. Just put the line on it. And I had it on a FX, brand new FX rod. Neither one had ever made a single cast. I took a customer here out fishing over at Latham. Second cast, set it down. It accidentally got knocked off the boat. Was it my fault? No. Did I get mad at the fella? No. But there went about, a $500 something combo, and it was in the timber. And if you guys know this, you can't just throw a treble hook out there and try to drag it and get it. 2 cast, $500 combo in the water. I've done it. You guys prefer a Carolina rig or a Texas rig? How's everyone rigging it up? I am a Texas rig guy over a Carolina rig because I don't throw a Carolina rig near as often as I should. Yeah, definitely Texas rig for me. 99% of people have no idea what a warranty means. It's for the manufacturer problems, not personal ones. I'm telling you, I have to use my work phone for content. That way I don't lose my personal one. There you go. That's smart, dude. That's actually very, very smart. That's way worse than a heartbreak, though. You buy a new rod, excited to use it, and then bam, it snaps or you lose it. How many of y'all have broke rods on your boat cleats? I have not, but there is a video on our channel that somewhere back in the midst of all the videos we got, where Ryan and I were fishing, and I had a brand new cashin'. First cast, got hung, okay? Went to pull it, and instead of pulling it straight, for some reason, I decided to pull it sideways. It snaps. The line snaps, and the rod goes. We had one of those poles that we had the GoPro of the phone on. One of them things that charge up. You stick them in your light thing. You guys know what I'm talking about. What the hell is it? But anyway, the rod kicks back and hits that thing right under the phone camera while we're on live and just snaps that rod. It was like first or second cast. That was a cash in. I am not very good with those. What are those things called, guys, that you stick in your light thing and it's like the pole and you stick your iPhone on it and charge it through it? Yellow Tech. Yeah, Ryan's in here. Ryan was with me. Yellow Tech. He was there. He saw it. He was like, what the hell? Would you like to try a zombie buzzbait fast eddy fishing? I 100% would love to try a zombie buzzbait fast eddy fishing. You going to send me one? I would love to try it. Don't get me wrong. I absolutely would love to try it. Doug Rice said, now listen, when we're going back to the Texas, send me an address. Okay, can I message you after this, or you got a pen? You want it right now? You tell me what works for you. Yeah, Ryan said he died. He was laughing. Send it. Okay, I'll send it to you, buddy. Or send it now. Send it messenger. Send it over now. I'll send it messenger, the message. Man, I've seen some big catfish, snap lines and rods like toothpicks. My buddy just caught a 35-pound channel cat. What colors do I like, Fast Eddie? White or black? I'm a white or black guy. You can add some accent if you want in there, but I like throwing black ones better than I do white ones. Gotcha. All right, perfect. I'm totally lost. Dropping your rod in the water and asking for a warranty is equivalent to Biden asking for forgiveness from America. All right, Robleski. All right. Robleski's in a mood today. Fast Eddie is a hammer. I fished with him in Florida. There you go. Like, hey, listen. Glad to meet your acquaintance, buddy. Absolutely. And I will hit you back as soon as I get off. I'll shoot you my address. Fast Eddie makes the zombie buzzer. Tony said, okay. All right. I like it. We'll do that. If Tony, okay, listen. Fast Eddie, Tony says, get the big fish catcher, bluegill skirt with a gold blade. So Fast Eddie, can I get that? Can I get the bluegill skirt with a gold blade? That is based upon a recommendation from my buddy Tony. So if you're still on there, that's the one I'd like. If you use your phone to make content for the channel, then technically it is a business expense. Write it off. I do. 100%. That daggum big ass AT&T bill I get, trust me, comes off my taxes. Danny, you still haven't took me crappie fishing on Latham. I need that 3-pounder. One of these days, Jeremiah. One of these days. Okay. One of these days. We'll make it happen. But I don't fish, right? I don't ever get there. Let's see. I've got a Yellow Tech and a DJI Action Force sitting at the bottom of Wedowie. That's right, you do. Wedowie. At Wedowie. Anyway, you guys on TikTok, I'm getting ready to have to redo this thing. So y'all have to bear with me on that. Anybody fish prop baits anymore? Do any of you guys out there fish prop baits? Very rarely for me. I have to be honest. I don't see nobody on TikTok that does. Let's see. Danny Fast Eddie and famous fishermen fish together all the time. That's what he said. The traveling fishermen or famous fishermen. Now, Derek Plummer still uses a devil horse. Now, we have talked about that, Derek. We've talked about devil's horse on here before. So, yeah, that's the one that gets brought up every single time. Does anybody know how long a crappie is good for in the freezer if you're going to get it mounted? I do not. And Ryan wants me to let everybody know. Can't wait to see everybody who comes out tomorrow. He appreciates the support, and he hopes everyone that comes has a great time and a great day on the water. For sure, Ryan. A tiny torpedo as well. You're right. Those are the two. I know there's a bunch more, but those are the two that people talk about. Prop baits in the spring and post spawn around bluegill beds, yes. Don't use them the rest of the year. James says, I fished for a rod and reel with a metal catfish string for like 3 hours one day. I'm sure folks were wondering why I was casting a stinger and he never caught it. Get some. Just got home from fishing all night. Dude, there you go. American Wrangler. I was just at Turner Tires last week. Oh, dang, man. Wish we could have met, hooked up, met you. I had a largemouth in the freezer for 3 years and got it mounted just fine. True story. I can believe that. Man, I ain't had a fish mounted in forever. Danny, did you get my text about the reel? If the man really went to the moon? I did, Rob, but I've been so busy. I'll be honest with you, man. With getting stuff together and everything that's been going on, I have not even had a chance to look at it. Danny, I've known you since high school. American Wrangler. All right, dude. Give me your name. Come on. Do I know you're American Wrangler? Should I know that? Like, again, 1 hour of sleep, dude. I'm terrible right now. Best two out there. He's talking about the prop baits, Derek Plummer. So Devil's Horse and the Tiny Torpedo. What's your name, American Wrangler? Come on, tell me. Now you got me curious because I feel like an ass, like I should know you. Like, I know you if we've known each other since high school, but like the name, I don't know why it is not, for some reason, it's not registering right here this morning. But I will, Rob, I will absolutely think back to the Randy Addis hostage issue. We talked about that last week or the week before. Think back to the Randy Addis hostage issue. Were you in the room? Were you in the room that day? I want to know. You guys remember I talked about that? We were talking about that? Yes, sir. Okay. Were you one of the ones that took him down, or were you just in the room? And again, I'm only going on hearsay what people told me. Like, dude, like I'm really like, this guy's got me stumped right now. Playing with the past. You know, you also realize too, that's been like 38, 39 years ago. Like, I am old now. I was the one that took the weapon away. You got me stumped, dude. So, like, wasn't Jory Holbrook in there with you? I know my wife's sister, Crystal, was in the room because I'm married to Amanda, who was Perkins in at that time, now Pruitt. So, dude, I'm having a brain fart flashback. I can't not even remember. You got to tell me, dude. You got to tell me now. Torpedo on a BFS gets smoked. You can also freeze a whole fish in a tub of water, knock the bubbles out, and it'll keep long term without freezer burn. Holbrook wasn't there the whole time. Okay, see, now I'm lost. Tell me who you are, dude. You're killing me. Tell me who you are. I fish prop bait sometimes. Don't have one in the box right now, though. Y'all called me DC. Time to get your yearbook out. Like, Ryan, I should know this. I really should know this. So you're definitely younger than me. You're definitely younger than me, at least by a grade or two. DC. Did you play ball with me? Did you play football or baseball with me? Because I didn't play basketball. Was you on the football team or the baseball team that year? We're talking 89, 90. I was the only senior. Well, I said I was the only senior. Oh, you were the only senior in that class? Tonight is the night for the toe fishing, guys. You were the only senior in the room, which means you were 1 year behind me, which means you graduated with Glaze and all that crew. What's up, Kevin McShann? I am being stumped by a guy from my past here. DC. Man, I wish Glaze was on here right now because I am having a total brain fart. Give me a couple more. Give me another hint. You guys are watching this like I'm getting stumped right now in real time on TikTok. DC. Did you played ball with me? If you tell me I was a wrestler. Well, at the time I was dating your manager. Now that not so much. I'm married to a different, to somebody else, but let's see. Guys, this is like, I know this is probably not great for you guys, but like right now, my brain is just going, just tell me, dude, tell me. Or either you're gonna make me stump, and I'm gonna have to get off here and go look up your profile and kind of absolutely and see. Look, TikTok's getting ready to end right now, dude. You got to throw it out there. He's not Dustin Connell. He's not Dustin Connell. Let me see if I can get this thing fixed up so I don't lose my live, because this is gonna kill me. Okay, he'll send me a message. All right, send me a message. The suspense is killing me, and like I got the black screen now. Daniel Chamberlain. I don't know. It's funny to you. You guys think this is funny? Doug Carpenter. No, I don't know. And I don't know that I can save my. I tell you what, guys, we're not going to leave here until I figure out who this guy is. But what I might have to do though is, since my phone is doing this, I might have to get up and actually go press the actual buttons. Doug Chapin. No, I don't remember a Doug Chapin. Anyway, Gitsom says he throws the torpedo, but he's in Cali. David Childress. Why you guys keep throwing out like it's somebody I went to school with a year ahead of me? I wish I could call my wife right now, but that means he was 2 grades ahead of her. So anyway, we're going to see how this works. It's loading right now. I don't know. All right, there we go. All right, dog. I got this figured out now. Couple buttons, and we're going to be back in business. Come on, old phone with the push button. What phone should I get, guys, if my wife actually lets me get a phone? All right, plus, swing, resume. There we go. I got you now. All right, we're live. Danny Crawford, just guessing. Seriously, guys, this is crazy. But I don't know if he's still on there or not. I didn't have to restart it. But all right, so David Cochran. I don't know, dudes. I'll have to figure this out. An Android. iPhone 16 Pro Max. Doug Chapin got banned from the NPFL and DQ'd last year at Murray. Guy's a clown. Okay, there you go. I was like, I didn't know. Had to get off there for a minute, come back. Danny's got a stalker. No, it's just somebody that I went to school with. And in a second, he's going to send me a message, but I'm also going to call my wife. My wife's sister was in the room. For you guys that don't know, back in, I believe it was 91, I graduated the spring of 1990. And in the following year, remember I talked about the fellow that had some issues, and he went and he held up a classroom at South Forsyth High School. And fortunately, nobody was hurt. But I am like totally September, and he's still on here. September 9th, 1990. So it was in the spring. If I told you what I was doing that day when all that was going down, I would get in a lot of trouble. But I remember when it went down because I was out of school and I was doing something I shouldn't have been doing. I got the Galaxy Fold 7, and it's a workhorse, Colton said. Okay. Just make sure if it's an iPhone, it's a Pro. Up to you whether regular size or max, but a Pro is where it's at. Nick D. Fishing says, now you got to tell us. Like, look, I'm not the only one interested now, American Wrangler. I'm not the only one. There are people out here that want to know. So I remember the day well. I am not going to tell you why, but if you see the smile on my face, you might understand why I remember the day well. It makes it fun. Okay. Statute of limitations. Yeah, the statute of limitations. Tell us. I got guys on YouTube that are wanting to know. Like, listen, I graduated with like 37 people. And the year behind me was the first like really full graduating class at South Forsyth. So, and it was like my cousin. A lot of the guys that I actually hung out with was in the following class. I still got some friends that I graduated with. The remainder of the people stayed at Forsyth, what is now Forsyth Central. Inquiring minds want to know. We are all committed to know now. Somebody, okay, I just text you on your phone. TikTok is fun. Man, come on. I didn't put your name in. I don't have your name. I got your number now. You're killing me, dude. You're absolutely killing me. Can't go wrong with an iPhone. Can't go wrong. We're going to find this out. And I guess if we don't find out tonight or today before this episode ends, we'll find out Monday. You guys will know Monday anyway. So I'm going to keep thinking about it there, American Wrangler, but you're killing me. Anyway, all right. I don't even know what to talk about now. I had a bunch of stuff I was going to talk about, and we haven't talked about a single thing that I had planned on talking about. And actually, which is a good thing. Actually, it's a good thing. The conversation today about fishing has been far more enjoyable than what I thought we were going to talk about. It's all right, buddy. You say that every live. I know, dude. Like I was gonna say something that I actually agreed with Randy Blauket on. I'm gonna save that because that was based off something from last night. And then we were going to talk about the Eagles. I get home to watch the football game last night, only to find out, what's his name from Georgia got suspended for spitting on Dak Prescott. And I was like, dude, like, seriously, 18 million cameras on you, 50, 60,000 people watching you, football team's right there and the referee right there. And you decide to spit? Good Lord. I think everybody is more intrigued by what you were doing that day. I don't know, man. I can't throw out names. I don't kiss and tell. Y'all have a great day. I'll see you at the store soon. All right, American Wrangler. I'm going to try to figure it out, buddy, but you be good. Appreciate you stopping by. Yeah, I don't kiss and tell. I was just having a lot of fun. Let's just say that. Anyway, inshore fishing this weekend. The wife told me to pack a big cooler of drinks for her. Is that because she doesn't like the inshore fishing? She's going to be bored or what kind of drinks? What kind of drinks are you packing for your wife? What kind of drinks would you have to pack for your significant other? My wife she's a water. It's just water, water, water. That's all she drinks. She's the easiest one, except she's bougie in that she will not drink Deer Park or Aquafina. She thinks it tastes weird. I don't know. Straight tequila right there for sure. My wife will not drink Deer Park water or Aquafina. She says she can taste the difference. I can't taste the difference in water. Callaway water, only Derek Plummer says. What's up, Atlanta Safe House? I mean, to me, water is water is water. Now, James Ramsey says Deer Park sucks. Cold adult drinks this weekend. There you go. Me, no Deer Park, Aquafina, or Nestle. And what's going on, buddy? We're just Atlanta Safe House. We're just trying to get into the weekend, my man. We're just trying to get into the weekend. Deer Park water tastes like the deer swam in it. Really? Deer Park has too much chlorine in it. Old Kroger water. Greg's fishing Hartwell tomorrow. Hey, can I tell y'all one thing? This is the honest truth. I promise you on my wife and my kids' head, a man in this store told me that. Man, you don't even know I've had the worst day so far. Well, hey, listen, buddy. You're almost there. You're almost there. They say some of those brands are really bad in sodium. I have a gentleman that comes in here from time to time. He works at a landfill that is located, as the crow flies, 10 miles from here. Okay? We were talking about, they build the mounds up, and then they put this stuff so that the runoff goes into these ditch kind of things, canal-looking things. This is what he's telling me about it. If your day is bad, go to sleep. Tomorrow's another day, for sure. He told me, and I swear it's hearsay, but he told me this, that place collects that water, runs it through a filtration system, sells it to people that bottle water. Now, again, it goes through a cleaning process and all that. But it runs off. What's up, Pontoon Jody? But it runs off of the hill, the mound, where all your trash is at. Okay? Where all your trash is at. That water runs down, collects in these holding ditches or whatever he called them, gets put into a storage tank, runs through something, and you guys end up drinking it as bottled water. It is not, and that's why this guy said he will only drink pure spring water. Pure spring water. He will not drink any water that is bottled, and it's not. Mr. Palo, he calls the water from the landfill and takes it to Jasper to refine. Must be Mr. Petty. I don't know, dude. Like, seriously, like, if you know Peg Leg, let me know. But anyway, he says that they collect the water from the landfill, and it goes to be refined, cleaned up, and you drink it as bottled water. Anyone hunting dove hunting tomorrow? I wish I was. So okay? So that sounds like this was a younger guy, and he's just working over there. Yummy, right? So how do you guys feel about cleaning crappie skin on, whole or fillet? I fillet. I'm a fillet guy because I only catch big crappie. That is the one thing I can say. Like, I don't catch big bass all the time. I don't catch it, but I go across from Latham to Latham when I want to, and I catch some big crappie. Not as bad as Tracy. I can't pronounce that. Sana Cyan O Kabalaman. I don't know, dude. Fry the gills. Ooh, there you go, half shell. Now, redfish on the half shell is the only way to eat it. I've hauled bottled water from Crystal Geysers, bottled up close to a lake, Kiwi, Toxiway, or whatever. Good stuff, bottled at the source. Yeah, I mean, listen, I get that. And then, of course, Land Outdoor said it depends on the size with the crappie. And I guess it does. But if you go to Latham, and this is what Jeremiah is fussing at me about for not taking him. If you go over there and you're crappie fishing, those crappie over there are fillets. Cumming filters our waste water there for drinking. Nick D. Fishing says the only thing I eat on crappie is the gills. Really? Okay, that's a little interesting. You catching big crappie at Latham has yet to be seen by you. By you. Doug, we'll see you later, buddy. I'm getting ready to get off myself. It has to say Roxanne on the bottle to be from there. The vitamin B12 derived from human waste. Oh, okay, Doc. Oh, okay, I got you now. But listen, just say B12. Just say B12. That thing. He said I'm joking. Okay, Nick D. I was taking you serious for a second. I'm like, all right, that's different. Yeah, I don't think anyone eats the gills. That's why, dude, I was looking at you like, okay. I can't catch small bass. I only learned how to catch the big ones. Glitzum said, hey, listen, I can. There's guys like you out there. Anyway, all right, guys, look, we had a good time. Now, listen, if you're gonna go fish the Sheffield tournament tomorrow, hey, you guys go out there, be safe, have a good time, enjoy the fellowship. Oh, don't overlook crappie eggs. Batter them up. Just watch for the popping oil. Okay, Fred Ashcraft. We all grew up drinking water out of hoses and eating fruits, vegetables straight out of the garden. They can't hurt us. That's right. And my dad smoked and all the stuff they're not supposed to. We in the back of the trucks, all that stuff. Buddy holding an empty coffee mug, acting like he catches record breakers. DGA SSS 97. No, dude, I don't catch. I am like, you got soft hands. I am like the absolutely least trophy catching angler out there, with the exception of crappie in Latham right across the street. They're just huge. No, trust me, it's not empty either. See there? It's got coffee. I poured some out there for you. I'm the real deal, dude. No, I'm just kidding. I'm the real deal. Garmin is already out of the Danny button. That's right, dude. Hey, listen. I appreciate you doing too. Go to Garmin. You guys do that for me. Go to Garmin.com, go to their info, and again, ask them if you can have the automatic big bite button for the Garmin. Tell them you saw about it on Fish North Georgia to get that big bite button. Okay, I don't know if Lowrance or Hummingbird's ever going to come out with one, but they're there. It's over 3, Jeremiah. Yeah, it's over 3. Problem is, don't catch every day, go weak sometimes. Well, are you a glide bait guy, one of those? So anyway, I got some work I got to do. If you're fishing this weekend, have fun, enjoy the heat. It's going to be kind of warm, but be safe out there so you guys can come back next week and we can pontificate and BS about all the stuff that probably really don't matter in this world, but it's fun to us, all right? So you guys be good. I enjoyed the conversation. You actually have made me feel a lot better. I was in a foul mood this morning, which stems a little bit from last night, but I was still in a foul mood. But you guys have really made me feel a lot better, so I appreciate you guys. So YouTube guys, you take off.